Thrice Upon a Time has been released worldwide, and we finally got the whole story from the Rebuild tetralogy. But even if the story got to an end, there are still some mysteries to be unwrapped. One of those mysteries involves the Adams and their vessels. Those mysterious beings of light that made an appearance on the first and second movie, and play a crucial role in the final two. For years the fandom has been speculating on what are these beings and their purpose, because all the way until Q we had little to no information about them. But now, with the final entry of that tetralogy, we have enough clues to try to piece it together. The first thing that we have to understand is that the Adams are not considered to be angels. They do not have a numerical designation as the original Adam from Neon Genesis Evangelion, who was the first. This time, the first angel designation goes to Kaoru. The Adams appear during the second impact. We see this in the second movie, when Kaji was telling Shinji Misato's background. They appear as 6 beings of light, with their differences, because they are in fact 4 different beings. You can tell most noticeable by their cores, which is also a reference to Ultraman. Each of these Adams had a holy spear, as we also got to see in this flashback. We cannot see the full shape of these spears, but it's been confirmed for years that these spears can change their shape. Something we also see in the last movie. It is unknown if these 4 Adams ever had a physical body, or if they were always beings of light as they are presented. And this also has been a motive for multiple speculations. In the past, the fandom proposed several ideas given the information they had, but now it seems like we finally got an answer for that. When we travel to the South Pole, epicenter of the second impact, we can see not 4, but 5 crosses. If we assume that each of the Adams left a cross behind after the impact, then we are being revealed that they were not 4, but in fact 5 Adams, being the final one, Unit 13, who has a physical body. This was first confirmed by Mari during the climax of the third movie. Thus, if one of the Adams is able to have a physical body, then the other 4 also could, and there is when the Adam vessels have a role. The term vessel refers to a container, which means that the Adams vessels are not the Adams per se, but vehicles of the actual Adams. Therefore, we can assume that each of these vessels will have an Adam soul. The first of these vessels is Mark 9, who we see for the first time in Reveal Q, the third movie, and his pilot is Rei Q, or tentative name Rei Ayanami, part of the Ayanami series. However, Mark 9 real form is not revealed until the climax of the film, in which the unit tries to gain control of the Wonder, or regain it. As Ritsuko said, Mark 9 is the true master of the ship, a position that has been filled by Unit 1. Mark 9 is destroying the final act of the film because Asuka activated self-destruction of Unit 2 before evacuating the unit. Now, by the end of the third movie, the Wonder was left without a true master, something that Gendo needed for his plan. But what the term true master means? Well, it remains unclear, but we can speculate that the Wonder is actually the physical body of one of the Adams that was recovered from the second impact, and then reshaped into a battleship. And because of that, Mark 9, the Adam vessel, contains one of the Adam's souls, the owner of that body. In the final film, we are reintroduced to yet another Mark 9, this time Mark 9-A, which was reconstructed from the remains of the original one, as Misato confirmed, and its goal is once again to recover the Wonder. If all of these were to be true, then the other 3 ships that NERV has and are commanded by Koso are also bodies of the other 3 Adams, which vessels are Mark 10, Mark 11, and Mark 12. And as the original Mark 9, each one of them are piloted by one Rei of the Ayanami series, that Koso called sacrificial offerings. Gendo Ikari explains the purpose of the Adams to Misato and Ritsuko. He states that God has given humanity, who ate from the fruit of knowledge, two destinies. Either to be destroyed by the angels who are the children of the fruit of life, or destroy them and replace them, quitting thus from any knowledge or wisdom and live forever as God's servants, which was Celeste's plan or scenario. He intends to use the atoms to complete his version of human instrumentality. The atoms and the spears are then used to open the doors of God, but as Ritsuko confirms, the ships themselves are only guardians, and they are not capable to trigger the new impact. Then Gendo retrieves Unit 1 from the Wonder, which contains not only Rei but also Yui's soul, and dive into the doors within Unit 13, which is the remaining atom, and look for the Golgotha object to execute his plan, having consumed the key of Nebuchadnezzar. Ritsuko reveals what is hidden beyond God, and that is the Minus Space, also known as the Anti-Universe, a space which the Wonder by itself cannot navigate. Mari then fights Mark 9 and consumes with the atom within with Unit 8, now known as 8 plus 9, which means that Unit 8 and its pilot can cross the doors as for it has one of the atom's powers. This is due to the new capability of Unit 8 Model Gamma, that replaced the previous beta when, at the beginning of the film, Mari and Wily were retrieving parts for Unit 2 and Unit 8 in Paris. In case of Unit 8, it will incorporate the overlapping capability, which means that can consume other EVAs and absorb their powers. Now, with Unit 8 plus 9, Mari's EVA has the power to navigate the Anti-Universe in pursuit of Gendo, taking Shinji with her. After a brief meeting with Koso, Mari goes after the remaining atom vessels and consumes Mark 10, Mark 11, and Mark 12, saying goodbye to the atom's battleships while these are sinking down. This not necessarily means that the atoms were inside the ships, but instead only that she gained full power over them. Finally, once Mari is able to find Shinji on the beach, she says goodbye to her beloved Unit 8 and the 4 atom vessels that allow her to navigate the Anti-Universe and find Shinji, while these Evangelion units simply disappear in thin air. The remaining atom, Unit 13, with Gendo aboard, sacrifices itself together with Unit 1, with Yui within, who saved her son and gave him a chance to start over in a world without EVAs. And that, my friends, is the story of the atoms in Rebuild of Evangelion. At least what we know so far at time of recording. Please bear in mind that there are still many unknowns that Anno and Kara might or might not unveil in the future. So, what do you think? Do you believe that the atoms had a major role in the story? Did you like that they replaced the original atom from Neon Genesis Evangelion? Or do you feel that they had a minor role behind a very complex story? Let me know in the comment section down below. Guys, thank you all so much for watching. Like the video if you did, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, join the Discord for free, the link is in the description section down below, and as always I wish you all a wonderful day.